morning, everyone, and thank you for being with us today. My name is Abel Shajay. I'm a lifelong Brooklynite, and I've been a resident of Fort Greene and Clinton Hill for the past 7 years, living just a few blocks from the Navy Yard. My family came here a generation ago as refugees after the Holocaust, a genocide facilitated in part by U.S. tech companies like International Business Machines, also known as IBM. The entire history of the technology sector in the U.S. is riddled with state violence. The United States government subsidized the development of the earliest computers and the internet during the Cold War to give the military and their allies, armed forces, an edge in imperial conflicts. After 9/11, the government paid Silicon Valley exorbitant amounts of public money to create new surveillance tools and weapons used to suppress people at home and murder them abroad. Today, we are confronting another generation of blood-soaked tech companies profiting off of slaughter. And today I stand here on a sidewalk to call on the Brooklyn Navy Yard Development Corporation board to immediately evict 2 tech companies hosted in the Navy Yard, Aerial and Crye Precision, that are currently helping to facilitate the genocide in Palestine. Now, I understand and respect the work of many of the businesses hosted here in the Navy Yard. There are organizations like One Community, whose Fresh Pantry helps feed and support families all over Fort Greene and Clinton Hill, and the Brooklyn STEAM Center that offers educational opportunities for local high school students. There are tech companies like Clip that are helping to build a greener, more sustainable future. However, arms manufacturers like Aerial and Crye Precision are working to fuel the carnage in Palestine and are profiting off of the blood spilled there. They're contributing to a death toll that is at the very least, at the lowest estimates, 65,000, maybe as high as hundreds of thousands. Aerial's drone technology helps Israeli forces murder children, while Crye Precision's tech camo and gear supply the Israeli government's death squads in Gaza. In addition to their work with the Israeli military, Crye Precision and Aerial supply the Department of Homeland Security and ICE, which is currently ripping apart communities and harming New Yorkers across the city. It cannot be a neighbor with those who are helping to commit genocide, who are helping to actively destroy my community and destroy those abroad. Even today, the corruption seeping from the violence of Aerial and Crye Precision is changing our communities and our city. Publicly owned land, like the courtyard behind us, is closed off for me and my neighbors, as we see with the and public comments for the Development Corporation meeting have been disallowed. This is just another example of the corrosive effect that this genocide is having on our commons and our democracy. We see people across the city being ripped apart, being ripped from their homes. People like Mahmoud Khalil, people like in Massachusetts, Reza Ozturk, who are speaking out against the genocide. And now, here today, this is another example of speech being suppressed by those who are profiting from the genocide. The Brooklyn Navy Yard Development Corporation must evict Crye Precision. They must evict Aerial. The Navy Yard's lease agreements must be rewritten to prevent malicious companies like these from taking root in our community and spreading their harm across the world and across the city. Thank you again for being here today. May tomorrow bring more peace and justice and freedom for Palestine.